Oh, hi. I'm sorry, I was just reading a comic book. Why was I reading a comic book? Because I'm a college professor, and people pay me money to do things like read comic books. It's a good plan, but that's my plan. That's not your plan. I think I know what your plan is. Let's talk about that. You'll graduate after 4 years of grueling work in college. Take a couple of weeks off just to decompress from finals and commencement and all the relatives coming in to tell you what a great job you did and what great potential things they're looking for. Then after you've had your rest break, you'll get up at 5:30 in the morning on Monday, put on your best dress for success suit and head on down to the temp agency. Why are you getting down there so early? Because if you don't, all the really good temp jobs will be gone. Now, what constitutes a good temp job? Well, first of all, you want to get the kind of job where you'll be able to stay there for more than a week or so. That has tremendous advantages. The first of which is that you'll be able to tell your boss at your other job what specific hours you'll be able to work. That just makes things much easier. It makes that income keep coming in. The other big advantage to a temp job in a place that's going to last more than a week or so is that if you only work for a day here and a day there, you never really get to meet anybody. You never make any friends that you might have after you leave there and go someplace else. What's that you're saying? I'm sorry? Again? That's not your plan? That's not the idea you have about how you're going to spend these 4 years and then go out and make your mark on the economy? Well, if it's not, then why is that what you're planning for? My name's Barry Morris, and I'm the Chair of Communication Studies here at Pace University, and I want to talk to you about what we do to try to help you not have that plan. Here's some things that you need to know about work by the time you get out of college 4 years from now. First of all, this business about temp agencies isn't as wacky as it sounds. Some experts indicate that as many as 30 to 40% of full-time jobs could be temporary in nature. And we're not just talking about the kind of jobs you think of as temporary. Stenographers and data programmers and secretaries and people who answer the phones. Look around. The idea of hiring temporary employees has reached into the medical field, and I'm talking about doctors themselves. Even think back to the classes that you've taken. Haven't you had at least a few college professors or adjunct professors that you could have considered temporary employees? So the first thing you need to know is that the business of getting out and starting a full-time job where you get into the company, work real hard, and skyrocket to the top might be the business of the 20th century, but it's sure as heck not going to be the business of the 21st. Let me tell you something else. And here's some statistics I bet nobody's bothered to tell you yet. Let's say you have a plan. Let's say your plan is to get a degree in a field where there's lots of employment. Let's say you want to be an accountant, or you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, or any of these sure hit, can't miss opportunities to make a living. Even in those fields, if you take the small group of people who go to college, study really hard, get the degree that they want, get out in the job market, and then get their dream job, within 5 years, 60% of those people will be doing a job for which their education had not prepared them. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry about it. That's 60%. That means 40% of them still will. I'm in the gravy train here. I went to Pace University. We'll let these chowderheads from Stanford and Harvard take their luck. Let's look at this another way. In order to have good flexibility and the best chance of having a career over the course of your entire working history when you get out of college, you have to start to think in what we like to refer to as horizontal, not vertical flexibility. What I'm trying to say here is what I've already said before. The job history of the future is not going to be a history of getting into a company and working your way to the top. The job history of the future is going to be getting into a company in a particular industry for whatever reason or advantage that there might be to you, moving to a different company in a different industry, and changing jobs and even job types several times over the course of your working career. Now you've got to ask yourself, how do I prepare myself for that? What kinds of skills can I get? What kinds of capabilities can I develop that will make me marketable and attractive to people who hire in all different industries, in all different situations, in parts of the country? Well, my friend, don't take my word for it. I'm obviously making this video because I have a pitch. Who would we ask then? I'll tell you what, why don't we go to the people that run all those companies that have all of those great jobs? Why don't we ask the executive level presidents, vice presidents, department heads of the Fortune 500 company? Well, you know what? We don't have to ask them. A few years ago, the Harvard Business Review did ask them. And you know what the number one answer was? The number one answer to the question, what particular skills and capabilities make a person hireable and promotable in your industry? Over 90% of those people said the ability to function well in spoken and written language. That's right. 9 out of every 10 executives in successful corporations said the way to be available for jobs in a variety of industries is to do what we teach in communication studies. We like to refer to that as FITS, Functional, Intensive, and Transferable Skills. We're actually fundamentally not a skills discipline. We're a liberal arts discipline, a social science discipline, just like psychology and anthropology and English and theater. But what makes us different, what separates us, is that underlying all of those things are tangible capabilities. Knowledge that people come away with that is directly applicable to getting into a large organization or a small organization, or even working yourself with individuals who will be your customers or suppliers, and being able to use talk in all of its various forms to create meanings that will create advantages for you and the people for whom you work. The mathematics of getting jobs is very simple. If you make more money for a company than it costs that company to have you, you constitute an asset. So I'm just going to leave you with this. Think about what you want to do. Make your plans. Find something that you like. And then think about whether or not you're willing to bank your entire history for the rest of the 40 years that you're going to be out doing that on what seems like a good idea now. And if you think that maybe the concept of lateral flexibility, of having functional, intensive, and transferable skills seems like the way to prepare yourself for the unknown journey through work after you get out of college, come up to the 5th floor of 41 Park Row and see us. I gotta go now. I gotta get back to the Justice League. See you later.